Welcome to What in the Shibal with Suji and Ed.
We're just two Asian Americans talking shit about shit.
So much shit.
All the shit. We still don't have a theme song. We're the fucking worst. Why haven't one of you written a theme song? You don't expect us to do it, do you?
They're like, yeah,
our community. Write us a song.
They're cool like, yeah, one of you guys got into Juilliard, so yes, you should write it.
I forget about that.
I'm not a singer-songwriter. I just played the cello.
Oh, fine. Go sit over there then.
Yeah, go sit on your narwhal, the mythical narwhal.
It's narwhal. Narwhal.
Yeah.
It's a narwhal.
But it's okay because they're not even real.
What do you mean they're not real? Narwhals are real. Narwhals are absolutely real.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Wait.
No.
Are you fucking with me?
No, are you fucking with me about fucking with you? No, of course it's real. Narwhals are absolutely real.
There's a creature with a giant. Oh yeah, like I guess.
It's kind of like a unicorn, but like
but when you see unicorn as an example, that makes it seem fictional.
Well, but it's not.
It's like an antelope gazelle. One of them has a horn on its head, and I don't mean antlers.
Oh,
I mean
like a rhinoceros.
We are all over we are not zoologists. If you can't tell.
Yeah, no, narwhals. I think they live in like Antarctica, and they're absolutely real. Here, let me show you a picture.
Wait.
Now go search for a picture and put it on there. Narwhals are 100% real.
Then how come I haven't seen any photos?
Well, do you live in Antarctica?
No. But like, why do we post videos of manatees if I keep wanting to say narwhal. Narwhals are real.
Well, I mean, I don't know why it hasn't entered your like sphere and scope of life, but they're absolutely real. I'm sorry. I'm actually really happy to have been the person to break that to you.
That's so weird. Wait, there's a real thing? Wait, this is real? I mean, this isn't real.
Well, that's a squishmallow modeled after a real animal called a narwhal. They live in Antarctica and they have like long ass fucking horns.
I mean, manatees are cute. Then why am I being?
It's like a manatee with a horn.
But why am I being shown videos of manatees when there's ones with horns?
I feel like manatees are easier to film. They're like around, and aren't manatees like super friendly? They're like the golden retriever of the sea. They're like, hi, what are you doing? You're swimming? Can I swim with you? My sister actually swam with a manatee once. She said it was the craziest thing. It was like, hey, how are you?
That's crazy.
Do you want to swim? I love swimming. Do you love swimming?
I one time had to do a school project on manatees, and I got so offended that they were called sea cows. I was like, that is so rude.
Why? What's wrong with being called a cow if you're a cow-like animal?
I thought they were being called a cow because they're, roly-poly.
They are. They have to have body fat to stay alive in cold water.
We should just call cows manatees of the sea, of the land.
Well,
I'm so confused.
Maybe don't name them. They have names. It's okay.
I didn't get a lot of sleep last night.
No, he did not. He is very tired and very unshaven.
Yeah. I woke up this morning. I was like, I can't.
He walked up and I was like, whoa. Hey, you okay? What happened?
So I went to bed, and then I wake up around like 2:30 because Archie's like crying at the bottom of the steps to my bed.
Why are you crying?
So then I was like, come here. And sometimes he gets weird about the steps, even though he's been doing it for like 3 months now. And then so I picked him up, and I was like, why are you so roly-poly and bloated? So then I was like, oh, that's weird. And I was like, oh, I really don't want to get out of bed because like if I open my eyes for too long after you wake up,
can't go back
to sleep. So then I was like, fuck. So I turn on the lights, get out of bed, and then turn on the lights. And then I see that, oh, okay, he pooped on the pee pad. That's what that emergency pee pad's for. But then I turn around, then I see this huge pile of vomit.
Whose vomit?
It was, at first I was like, oh my God, that's so much vomit from a little dog. And I was like, oh, no, you idiot. Obviously that was Colt's vomit.
Oh, Colt got sick?
Yeah, I don't know why. So then I look through the camera, and then I see that like around 2:10, Colt just bolts up out of bed, jumps off the bed, and then just like you hear him barfing.
Oh no.
And then like you see Archie peek his head up from his like little shark squishmallow bed. It's from his shark squishmallow bed. And he starts like sniffing, like, what's that smell?
Oh,
you know?
no, you didn't.
And then he climbs down, and then for like 15 undisturbed minutes,
Oh, God.
he just like ate his fill.
No, please. Don't tell me that. Cold. Wait, I mean, Archie, I let you kiss me on the mouth today.
So then after that, by then, like I've already been staring at my screen, my eyes were more awake, and then I couldn't sleep because I was like, Colt gets fed raw food diet because he's a lot of allergies, and Archie doesn't. So then I was like, oh no, it's like 4 hours raw food inside of a stomach. Like I was like, is it still raw? I was like, I don't know what's going on. And then I was like, whatever made Colt barf, I was like, did Archie eat it too? And then like, I don't know. And then I couldn't fall asleep until like 5.
Did you get sick? Poor baby.
But yeah, I don't know if you guys can notice, but like Archie's like really roly-poly today.
Show him your
because
belly.
then like I had to
Show
feed him his
full belly.
normal food. So now he's just like this chunkster today.
Oh, I'm so
Chunky.
sorry you got sick. Lay down, go to sleep. Oh, it's a shame. Go see Daddy.
No, you stay there. I don't want barf kisses.
I do.
Just
I have
kidding.
kids. I've had all kinds of gross kisses.
Oh, but how was your week? I
Dude.
still can't believe this is real. That's so weird.
Yeah, dude. Narwhals are real. You heard it here first, apparently.
Do your kids know this is a real animal?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Can you guys just let me know in the comments how many of you didn't realize a narwhal?
I'm sure there's like a
real?
statistic where a lot of, I bet that's a lot of people. It's not, I feel like when a narwhal is represented in like media and stuff, it is kind of represented as like this fictional thing. Like in that movie Elf.
Oh yeah.
You know, he like leaves the North Pole and he travels to New York and he sees a
turns into
narwhal.
Claymation, right?
Yeah. Maybe that's why. Dude, I don't know your life like that.
I mean, I think it's because you even equated it too. It's like the unicorn of the sea, and like that is.
Well, I wonder then maybe the narwhal is the inspiration for unicorn lore.
Yeah, so we're back to the manatee cow reference. The unicorns
unicorn of the
are
land?
the narwhals of the land.
Narwhals of the land.
It is confusing. It is confusing.
It's really funny. How was my week? My week was wet and rainy.
Oh.
We are in LA and we are just going, finally, I think, coming out of what was called the Pineapple Express. Did you hear it called that? They called it that.
Because we're all high?
No. Not
Wait.
after the movie. They referenced it as the Pineapple Express. They also called it like, what is it? A river? Some
But
kind
then
of river or
explain
something.
what is a Pineapple Express?
I don't know. That's just what they called it.
Well, because the movie was
Ron,
called
research it up,
Pineapple
please.
Express.
I don't think it was
And then-
after the movie.
And then they named a strain of marijuana after it. Or it's the other way around.
Pineapple Express was an expression before Pineapple Express, the movie.
Mm.
And the movie was named after something. And then that's where the naming all came from. I don't know. Ron's looking at it.
Stoners.
Our production team is looking into it right now.
Our production team.
Which is just Ron on his phone, which is fine.
It's confusing because team is singular and plural.
But yeah, so the week has been really crazy. Like the weather has been nutso. Like, I don't know. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen videos and, the news, but the weather has been great. Like landslides, rivers, like overflowing, stores and houses getting flooded, like people having to be, rescued from all over the place. What do we got?
The Pineapple Express is a name given to an atmospheric river that is a common feature for the west coast of the U.S. and Canada.
What?
Atmospheric river.
It derives its name from the warm, moist air that gets entrained into the system that initially starts off near Hawaii place.
Ah, well, there you have it. I told you
That is
Pineapple
a
Express was
very
real.
weird.
No, it makes sense. The
Anatomy
Pineapple
of a
Express
word.
is a weather event that happens because of warm weather that originates where there's pineapples, I guess. Anyway.
Yeah, they said because Hawaii is also known for macadamias, but it doesn't quite hit like.
Macadamia Express has so many syllables.
Mac Express.
And then it's just like raining nuts. Anyway.
What a weird
What's
conversation.
happening? But yeah, so it's been really crazy. And like, I think I really don't like it when people who are not from LA make fun of us when things like this happen.
I mean, it's jealousy, I think.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you don't fucking like it, get the fuck out of LA. Like, that's fine by me. Less traffic.
I think a lot of people who live in like rainy and snowy weather have to hate on LA so they don't feel like they're missing out on the good weather.
So I see this girl on TikTok, and she does this TikTok, and she's like, I'm in LA for 5 days, and she's saying it in a British accent. She's like, and I got this notification that there's going to be like flood warnings, and she's like, God, you guys, relax. It's just a little drizzle. And it's like, it's actually not.
It's been dumping.
It's actually a foot of rain in the span of about 3 or 4 days, which is equivalent to what we normally get in a whole fucking year.
Yeah.
So no, it's not just a little drizzle. And LA gets such a bad rap for not being able to like sustain these kinds of weather events, but it's because we're not built that way. We're a fucking desert. You know what I mean? Like, do you know what happens to desert land when there is no water? It gets so dry, and it's like raining down on concrete.
It is concrete.
It doesn't penetrate into the land itself, so the water just runs off into places where it will then be absorbed. You know what I mean? And
or recently, what's happening this time is because we recently got rain, the ground is like
loose.
Soft and loose, which then causes mudslides.
All those mudslides. Yeah. Also, we have fires here. Yep. So wherever their burn scars are, that land has also been compromised. So the rain goes in there and creates all of this mud. Yep. And I think it really, I mean, I'm LA through and through. So when people talk shit, I'm like, the fuck you talking shit about? Fuck you talking shit about? You know what we have to go through?
Stop watching our movies.
Yeah. Don't move here for the fucking weather then.
Or visit.
It rained for 4 days. Yeah. Bye. Go. You can feel free to go back to the Midwest if that's what you want. And that's another thing, man. Okay, like people in the Midwest or, you know, on the East Coast or whatever, you get like warnings, like hurricane warnings. You get tornado warnings, hurricane season. You know, there's a whole season where that's, you know, we have to live through earthquakes where at any moment, with no warning whatsoever, we have to be like ready to fucking go.
Your house could just fall into the ground.
Right? Exactly.
That's not funny.
Out of nowhere. It has happened. And it's like, we go through plenty. You know what I mean? We go through plenty. So please don't reduce what we go through as just a little bit of drizzle, because it's not.
And it sounds like it, but we're not actually reducing any of the other natural catastrophes
Jesus
either.
Christ.
We're
I
just,
would be fucking terrified during a tornado.
Oh my God. I saw a tornado form once in Georgia.
See? That's so scary.
It was terrifying. We were driving on the highway, and like a couple miles out in the middle of this field, I literally watched as this tornado formed, and I was like, oh my God, we were in an Astro van.
Were you not warned of it happening?
No, it was like in 95. So maybe on the radio there was a warning, but we weren't listening to the radio. We were plugged in a TV into the thing and we were watching TV.
While you were driving?
I wasn't driving. I was like 14, 15 at the time. I was in the back, and like we were on a road trip. So we did this thing where we went to Walmart and we bought like a TV, car TV for the trip, and then on the way back we returned.
What a little menace you were. Oh my God. Terrible.
But yeah, no, it's terrifying. Tornadoes are terrifying. I mean, just all natural disasters, even with warnings, they're just so unpredictable.
Of course. It's very, very scary. So
wait, but real quick, also, the twofold part I was mentioning earlier, outside of the ground, is also like, whoever did the city planning for the roads in LA.
Don't talk shit about LA, motherfucker. What did I just fucking say? What did I just fucking say? Don't talk shit.
But whoever did the city planning should be shamed forever, because like it wasn't very well thought out.
But the planning was done around, I'm sure, like, how long has LA infrastructure been in place?
I agree. But like, can't we just like inject some money to like update a couple extra drains in the road so it doesn't flood?
But I don't think it's that simple. It's not that simple. It's like, where does it flow to? The LA rivers are only so deep because we don't expect that much.
And that is true. They did account for it, because the LA River, when it doesn't rain, I don't think you guys understand. It's embarrassing.
It's just a big concrete ditch. It's not a river.
With like a flow of water that's sometimes literally this wide.
Yeah.
But when it rains, it literally overflows. And it's this huge basin that they created for the LA River. And it is crazy because, again, we're also in a valley too. So when it rains, all of that dumps into the center of the valley, obviously. So like, I get it. But like, I also need someone to curse at when there's a lot of traffic for the rain. And
I know.
It'll always be the
I
damn
cannot
city
tell you
planner.
how many accidents I've seen. And I was on the first day when it rained really, really hard. I was driving from the valley to the west side, and I was coming down this Sepulveda Pass. It was fucking terrifying. It was terrifying. It wasn't like my windshield wipers couldn't keep up.
Rain-X. Oh my God, I cannot. I love Rain-X so much.
Was that some kind of band or something?
Yeah.
I love Rain-X.
No, it's
like an industrial solvent.
It doesn't make that much sense here, but it's this like window spray that you put on your car. It's like wax for your windows.
Oh, okay.
And whenever it rains, it beads
the
up
water.
so it doesn't create this like.
That's smart.
Yeah, like when I was just driving now, my car at times wouldn't even windshield wiper because it was like, what water?
Yeah.
What water?
When I was driving, it was nighttime and it was dumping rain. And it was like sheets, like somebody was just throwing buckets
it really
of water
is like
onto my
that
car.
here. Yeah.
It was so scary. Fortunately, everybody else on the road was like, I'm fucking scared. So we're like going like 40 on the freeway. I'm like, are
That's
you okay?
fast.
Okay, everybody slow down. All right, 30 feels good. Okay, let's go down to 30. It took me forever to get home because I was like, I'm not going to risk it. And my husband like called me. He's like, do you want to talk on the phone or not talk on the phone? Will it be too distracting, or is it good because you need a distraction from how scared you are? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. I was driving his car. He's like, don't crash my car. I was
driving
like,
his car.
It feels safer. So yeah, it's been something. And I know that a lot of people have like suffered a lot. Like a lot of people's like trees, huge fucking trees.
2 people died because a tree fell in the car.
See? I'm telling you, that shit is real and it's really, really scary. So like I would never reduce somebody's experience like with a hurricane or like a tornado. Be like, you guys, it's just a fucking cyclone of air. Relax. It's just air. No, it's not. It's air that could rip the fucking roof off of your house and take you with it. You know, so I don't know. When people talk shit, and again, I'm very sensitive and protective about Los Angeles. I know. But you know, don't fucking talk shit.
Yeah,
Bitches.
one of my favorite things to say when people are like, "No one's really from LA." I was like, "I was born in LA." There's a lot of us.
Here I am. My sister too. Like, I don't know what that even fucking means. Oh, you know who else I fucking hate? It's people who like have moved to LA and then they parody what people from LA are like. God, it fucking pisses me off.
Sometimes it's funny. Like when Blake Griffin did it that one time, like remember 6-7 years ago?
No.
Blake Griffin, he's that basketball player.
I don't remember like yesterday morning. I mean,
he literally is like, "Oh my God, I'm dead. So dead." It's like 6 feet under dead. Like,
oh, the rain?
no, but like how LA people from LA talk.
Okay.
That one was kind of funny.
That's
but I do know what you mean.
But about like they're like, what is this falling from the sky? Like, shut up, motherfuckers. We know what rain is. We just don't get it all the time because we don't live in where the fuck it rains a lot. Like, oh my God, you guys, I can't go outside. It's raining. Like, enough.
I mean,
It's
my
so
dogs
corny.
feel that way.
Oh my God, Jilly was fucking pissed. I have a video. I was thinking about posting it. I have a blue towel on her and she's just looking at me like, the fuck is this? What are we doing here? What are we doing? What, you want me to go? It's pouring rain. She'd go outside for 5 seconds, pee, and she'd come back in. She's like, you motherfuckers. Yep. I'm like, I didn't do it. Huey's just been peeing in the house.
Yeah,
like, fuck
I was just
you.
gonna say that. Whenever it rains this much, Colt will poop in the house at some point because he refuses to go out.
Yeah.
And like, it's really funny because I'll go out there and like.
Colt's poops in the house must look humongous.
It's huge.
Huey, when he pees in the house, I'm like, okay, well, that's a river of pee. Okay, great.
It's funny because I try to teach my dogs the command go potty. Mm-hmm. So they'll go pee and poop, you know?
Yeah.
So Colt knows it. Dexter and Stella knew it too. And one time when I was still living in Philadelphia, whenever it rains, I like have to yell it at them. You know what I mean? Because all my dogs hated the rain. And I'd be like, go potty. Because like you have to force them into the rain. You know what I mean? You have to like shame them to go. And then one time I went to this bar and then I was like talking to this girl and we found out that she lived like 4 doors down from where I lived at the time. Oh my God. And then like we ended up back at her house and then
was she like, are you the goat?
No, wait. So like she were like drunk talking. She's like, oh my God. She's like, do you ever hear that old man? She's like, do you ever hear that old man yelling at his dogs to go potty? And I literally did one of those like laughs. And then I was like, oh my God, that's me. And then she started dying laughing.
Oh my God.
She's like, you ever hear that old man just yelling at his dogs repeatedly?
He walks with his hands behind his back and he's screaming at the dogs to go potty really loud and sometimes in Korean.
And it was just really funny because at the time I was like 27. So I was like, holy shit, that's me.
Oh my God, that's so funny. That's really good.
So every time I yell at Colt to go potty now, I'm like, some of these neighbors probably like, who is this old ass dude yelling at his dogs?
But now you are an old ass dude, so it's all right. I mean, you are. It's okay. I mean, according to most standards, most metrics, you're old. That's all right. I'm old.
Not if you can't tell. Not if you can't tell.
It's true. We can tell by the way you walk with your hands behind your back. That's a dead fucking giveaway.
Oh my God. Right before we started recording. So Archie has started to learn for like weeks now. Archie's been like toying, trying to jump off this couch. And we make him not because because he's tiny. He's literally like this tall.
He's a very small dog.
And, like the second day I had him, I like literally walked. I think I talked about it. I like walked into my room for a second and he jumped from the ledge of our couch trying to hop onto a table. And all of a sudden I just heard, ow, 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 ow. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God. And right before we started recording, Archie jumped. And then he kept jumping and jumping. And then at one point, I was standing up, Susie was sitting right here, and we both went, which is like a very Korean, like, don't you dare.
You're about to get in trouble.
Yeah, like, except as soon as I did it, I was like, see, I had my hands behind my back while doing the I just sheep.
I want you to do a visual. Get off the couch and show everybody what you did. Show them your shame.
I don't know if the cameras can even catch the angle.
I was like, oh my God, you look like my dad. You just did that.
How was the rest of your week? Anything else other than the rain? I live on a hill, and when it rains like this, let's just say we used to have, oh my God, I'm having a mulch. We used to have mulch in our backyard. We don't have any mulch anymore because every time it rains, it just washes down the hill.
Yeah, have you noticed the rocks in front of my house? They're all gone. All the hoses and stuff are exposed. I'm like,
how do I notice the rocks that aren't there?
Well,
I do know what you mean.
There that clearly there are some missing because it looks like it.
I just thought you guys were too lazy to bury the watering.
It is also that. It is also that. You think I'm going to get down and like with my back dig out the... No.
Isn't that what husbands are for?
Have you seen my husband?
I can't do that either.
Yeah. For hours. And also, if it's a sunny day, my husband will disintegrate in the sun. He will turn into a giant red exploding tomato with radiate heat. It'll be crazy. He can't be. He's delicate. He looks tough, but he's a very delicate man. Don't choke to death.
But how was the rest of your week outside of the rain?
I don't know, man. There's a lot going on. Like we're contemplating selling the family business. I don't even know if I should be talking about that at this point, but there is a conversation around it. We've been doing it for 27 years. And it's like my parents are on an age. I have so many other things that I want to do with my life. And so we're thinking about it, but like that's like the thing. That's like our family thing. And so to let that go, also like, you know, whenever I hear somebody say the words like, I quit my job to be a full-time content creator, I'm shaking my head like, idiot. That's so stupid. Ed. No, because it's like, at any moment, it could all disappear. Now, this could just be a multitude of traumas that I've endured in my life telling me, like, I'm not good enough to just do that. I'm not interesting enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not, you know, whatever.
Also, we don't know where it's going.
Right.
They just had a Senate hearing this past week where they're still trying to demonize TikTok.
And it could disappear. Yeah. And I'm trying to diversify and, like, whatever, but it's like, I don't know. But then after having done this, can I just go back now? Like if this were all to disappear, like to just go back to just like what my regular life was, I don't know. I've gotten a taste for what this is and I do really love it. Yeah. I really love it.
If TikTok goes away, I'm going to try selling feet pictures first.
I mean, that's what it would come down to. You know, and But then again, I'm like, but I was able to build this. So why couldn't I build it again if I had to? I was able to do it once. Would I not be able to do it twice? And again, that comes into the imposter syndrome. Like I'm undeserving of this. This was a fluke, but it's not. It wasn't a fluke, you know? So
We should just start our own app. Call it Blick Block.
I was like, what is that? Oh,
TikTok.
a play on, it's a play on TikTok. I see. Wouldn't know I would have no idea. I'm like,
No.
it just comes out of the sky. I don't know how it would get.
I taught myself coding once. It was HTML back in like 2001. No one does that anymore.
Dude, somebody DM'd me. They're like, hey, somebody's using your voice and your likeness for a page. Do you want me to set up I don't even know what it was. And I was like, I Googled that. I read what it was, and I still don't know what that is. And I'm like, but if you want to do one of whatever that was, you should. Like, if you think it'll help. I was like, I have no fucking idea.
They were like, should I set up a narwhal for you?
Those aren't real. Oh my God, that's so funny. That's really going to stay with me. The rest of my week, I'm trying to think, what did I do this week? I did nothing. I just same old stuff.
You know, that happens to me every week. I'm like, oh, nothing happened. And after we're done recording, I'm like, how did I forget these 3 things that I did?
No, but let's see. No, I just...
No games?
Oh, my little one had her first basketball game of the season. Scored the first bucket of the whole season.
Husband also had his first game, technically.
Yes, my husband coaches my 4th grade daughter's basketball team. She scored 10 points.
She scored 10 points?
Yeah, she's good. She's getting really, really good.
How lower are their nets? Not at all.
I don't think so.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because they're fixed in the thing, so I don't think they move them. Yeah, she's real tall. She has 3 teammates on her team that are as tall, if not slightly taller than her. And for 4th grade girls, they're really tall. So they just fucking walk on the court and like just fucking dunk on those bitches. It's really great. My husband he loves it so much. It's really wonderful. But you know, being the coaching parents, it's a fine line. You know, it's a fine line because especially when your child is one of the better players, this is not a brag. Both my daughters are some of the better players on their team. And when you have that situation, you want to give them their accolades and you want to give them the praise that they deserve like you would any other kid. But then you're like, well, I don't want people to think that I'm playing favorites and I don't want people to think that I'm not giving other kids the praise or the time on the court because of it. You know, so it's tough.
Yeah. I mean, I've watched your older daughter play volleyball and like, she didn't even know how powerful she was. She would serve and it would go out of bounds, like out on the other side. And I was like, oh my God, you're like a third of my size. How are you doing that?
Dude, you should see her now. Just one season of club. And I'm like, fuck, she's getting so good. But, you know, we're so excited. And also at the end of the year, the coaches present awards. I don't know if I've talked about this. You're presenting awards. You get 3 awards and the rest of the girls get like a certificate for participation or whatever. It's not a participation trophy. It's just a certificate. Calm down, everybody. But you allow 3 for like sportsmanship, MVP, or like whatever.
Best improved? Most
improved or, you know, leadership, whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't give my daughters an award. Because I just think optically, it looks bad. It looks bad that the coach gives their kid an award, even though, especially last season, I believe my daughter deserved one. And I had to sit her down and be like, look, politics comes into play in everything you do. And if the mother, who is also the coach, gives her child an award, even though you are one of the, but then part of me is like, but that's bullshit. She earned it. She is one of the best players and she didn't get an award. That's fucked up. It's something to really, you know, I really have to reconcile. So for this season, you know, I told my husband, like, regardless, you know, it goes just pure statistics, go stats, assists, buckets, however the basketball sports people
numbers
do the number thing. I don't even fucking know, you know, and just go from that. Cause I don't know. And she scored 10 points in her first game. So she's on her way. Crazy. She wants an award so fucking bad.
Out of how many points the game for her team?
I think it was like 20.
Oh my gosh, she scored 24? Like around half.
The other team scored wild. Like 9. No, not even. I think they scored like 4.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Get that scholarship money.
I'm trying, man. Life is expensive.
So expensive.
Especially if I sell the family business. Oh my God.
especially in LA. Don't come here.
It's very expensive. Don't come here. You'll hate it. Your house will wash away.
Also, celebrities are assholes.
Yeah, that too. I don't know. What else are we talking about? Did you watch the Grammys?
I watched a clip of the Grammys.
Just one singular clip?
Yeah. It was literally just the Miley Cyrus clip because you couldn't escape it.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't escape it.
I won my first Grammy.
Yeah. And she's like,
awesome.
Why are you all pretend like you don't know this song?
She's great. I love her personality. I think she's fantastic. I have nothing bad to say about it.
I think she's grown into a pretty decent human being.
I agree.
Sure, a little bit of problematic past, but like growing up and finding yourself, like who didn't, you know?
Yeah. Dude, she was a teenager, you know, she's matured. She's matured now. And I think she's incredibly talented. And nepotism aside, I actually love that song Flowers. I think it's one of my favorite songs.
She really gives off Dolly Parton vibes a little bit. I don't think anyone can be Dolly Parton because that lady is a saint.
She's a unicorn. She's a narwhal.
she's a unicorn.
She's a unicorn.
She's almost fake.
Right.
But I feel like Miley Cyrus like tries to emulate her.
Yeah. Did you see the Taylor Swift drama with Celine Dion?
No.
Okay, so Celine Dion, I don't know if you know, has this condition called stiff person syndrome, where I guess all of her muscles are like locking up, and like so she hasn't performed, she hasn't been in the limelight, she cannot perform for like the last 4 years. And so then she comes out to present the award for Album of the Year, which is like a big deal, and people were like, "Oh my God, Celine's here," and like, you know, it's a big deal. And Taylor Swift won for Album of the Year, making her the most winningest artist for that category. She's won 4 times for Album of the Year.
Oh, now I see why Jay-Z said that during his speech.
Maybe. And so she wins and she comes up on stage and doesn't even acknowledge Celine Dion. Like, you know, if like somebody is presenting you an award, you give them a hug and you like whatever. But it was really strange. She like brought Lana Del Rey up on stage, who I guess is her friend, who was also, I believe, in the category and lost.
I think she was. And
like brings her up on stage, which made me uncomfortable. I can't imagine how Lana Del Rey was feeling about it.
Yeah, like I wouldn't want to lose and be like, "Hey, come up." Be like,
please don't make me. Like, it's making more of a spectacle of the fact that I lost. Like, it's okay. Yeah. Like, I'm fine sitting here. I'll just drink my fucking vodka straight. And so she goes up there and she's hugging everybody. And she doesn't even like hug Celine Dion. She doesn't even acknowledge that she's there, which I just found really weird. I was sitting there watching, waiting for her to something. Oh my God. I know you have stiff person syndrome. Like, hi, is it okay to hug you? Can I shake your hand? Nothing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Like an air hug.
And a lot of people think because of Celine Dion's condition, they were either instructed to or Taylor Swift knew to not like hug her because of whatever. But to not even like look at her and be like, hi, thank you so much. Like, there was nothing. I found that really weird. So there's a lot of like discourse.
You know, sometimes also when stuff like that happens, like you just get swept up
in the moment. Sure.
And like you don't mean to. You're like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Maybe she was like, hey, they were told not to hug her. I also hugged her backstage. So.
Right. I don't have a bad thing to say about, well, scratch that. I love Taylor Swift. My daughters are obsessed with Taylor Swift. I think her music is great. Like I just thought that was a very like interesting moment in time.
Which was a weird juxtaposition to Miley Cyrus, which again, only clip I watched. But when she came up, she was like, I almost missed this because of the rain and the traffic. But she's like, if I had known, I was almost going to miss Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
She's the one that presented it to her.
Exactly.
Yeah. And she's like from one MC to the other. And I was like, what is that? I was like, oh Miley Cyrus. Right.
Not like rapping MC.
Yeah. I was
which
like, what
would
does that
be
mean?
Really cool. I don't know. There was another moment that I want to talk about, which was Tracy Chapman came out with Luke Combs, who covered Fast Car.
I don't know who Luke Combs is. I'm assuming he is a country singer.
He is a country singer. Is that his name? Yes, that's his name. Yeah, and it's actually a really beautiful cover. I don't know if you know the story of the Tracy Chapman cover. Okay, so you know the song Fast Car.
Yeah, one of the most beautiful.
I cannot listen to that song unless I want to cry.
Paul Simon also did an amazing rendition.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So Luke Combs asks Tracy Chapman.
I think Akon, which is weird, but it was great. It was still.
That's really interesting. Are you sure? Okay.
Yeah, it was like back in like 2009, 10.
So Luke Combs wants to do a cover, and of course you have to get the permission from the original artist. So Tracy Chapman's like, you can do it, but you cannot change a single word of it.
Ooh.
I want you to sing it exactly how it was written.
Yeah. And
he does, and even in the parts where he's acknowledged, like there's like gendered stuff in it, like What is he? Hold on, let me go back. Let me think of the lyrics. Anyway.
Like he doesn't change the gender.
He doesn't change like he or she or to I or whatever. And it's beautiful. He sang it so well. And I'm not a big country fan. It was really beautiful. And I think it was really, really well done. And it was so like respectful. And I think paid homage to the song in exactly the way it should. And like I said, I love that song. I cannot listen to it and not cry. Even just thinking about the song makes me cry. Look.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful song. And so she is up there singing with him on the Grammys.
Yeah.
I am fucking hysterical watching this because it is so beautiful. Tracy Chapman, number one, sounds amazing and exactly like she always has not aged a day. If anything, is aging fucking backwards. Like you wouldn't know her age aside from just the fact that she has gray hair. Her skin is amazing. She looks so gorgeous. And the way they sang it together was really monumental to me. Like that song has a really special place in my heart just because, I don't know, it's just such a mood. You know why? It's so fucking sad. It is so sad.
It is sad.
And it's the opposite of most songs. And it started really hopeful. Like we can leave tonight and we can make it. We're going to make it. And, you know, we're going to risk everything.
Oh,
and
don't cry.
I am going to cry. I told you I love this
I'm going to cry.
I love this song so much. Like, we have to leave tonight or we're going to live and die this way. We have to go. And like, she puts all of her hope and dreams and everything into this relationship. And it just doesn't go her way and it doesn't end her way. And it's so sad how it ends. So like I know you guys think I'm exaggerating. I cannot talk about this song and not cry because that feeling of like hopefulness and then just having it dashed that way is it's so moving to me. So to watch her sing it with Luke Combs, knowing the history of the song and how he presented it and everything was just like, it was such a beautiful moment. And any Gen Xer who knows that song knows exactly how I feel right now because that song was such a big deal for our generation. Yeah. Goodbye. Are we done for the day?
I'm pretty sure Akon and Paul Simon did. I
feel like maybe is it as moving version?
Well, I mean, not as moving probably, but it was still a beautiful
Paul
cover.
Simon is a beautiful singer. I love Paul Simon.
Songbird.
He really is. He's so talented. God, he's like, his harmonies with Garfunkel were incredible.
Man, I love that my mom loves Simon.
My parents love Simon Garfunkel too.
Yeah, I even learned how to, oh man.
Are you going to cry just because I cried?
No.
Can't you just let me cry sometimes?
No. No, I just started thinking about how I was going to be like, I even know how to play Bridge Over Troubled Water and Scarborough Fair on the cello. And then I remembered my grandma used to love listening to me playing Scarborough Fair.
It's
I'm not crying yet. There's tears in my eyes. They have not. Oh, there it goes.
Too late. You know what? You know why I didn't recall this week? I've been watching more TV than I ever have because of the weather. I've just been sitting at home like watching documentaries and stuff.
Ooh, what kind of documentaries?
I watched the We Are the World documentary.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
Okay. I guess
it claims there was a lot of drama, right?
Okay, I didn't know the story of the We Are the World song. I mean, I knew the song, obviously. It was like a huge hit in the 80s. It was like 1985 or 86. I was like 10 or 11 years old.
I still think it's like the biggest collaboration.
I don't see how there could be a bigger one. So Lionel Richie and Stevie Wonder and hold on, what's his name?
Michael Jackson wasn't a part
Michael Jackson was part of it.
No, but I mean like the conception.
Yes.
Okay.
And the dad of Rashida Jones, Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones all were collaborating to write this song, and they had this huge vision for it, and they wanted to get all of these artists. And you know the song. If you know the song, you know like how huge these artists were.
Yeah.
So they did it the night of the American Music Awards, which was filmed in LA.
Oh, they're like, everyone's going to be in town.
Everybody's going to be in town. But the coordination of trying to get Huey Lewis, Tina Turner, Madonna. I mean, Madonna was not there.
Oh, she wasn't?
No. Sheila E. was there because they wanted Prince to come, but Prince never came. I mean, Steve Perry, Huey Lewis, Diana Ross, Dionne Warwick. I mean, like these were humongous still are
People
stars.
who coined the term divas.
Yeah, right. Like the stars of a generation, they were all there. And like some people, what I found the most compelling about it was hearing people that are just like these huge stars, Cyndi Lauper or whatever, being like, I was in this room and I was so nervous and I was so intimidated because there were so many stars. I'm like, which is so funny because you are also a star and you wouldn't think. It really like exposed their humanity and their insecurities. And then you watch them just like sitting around, like waiting to sing their parts. And it was just like, I didn't know that it was all recorded. The video was recorded, everything in one night. One night, they after the American Music, like these people were already like Bruce Springsteen flew in from New York after he had performed a concert, and then like got on a plane and then sang and like stayed there till like 6 o'clock in the morning. Like it was crazy.
Jeez, who was his horrible tour manager that scheduled that? Jesus.
The tour was on schedule first.
Oh, then
This
then
was
the American
way after.
Well, no, but I just mean like it's still on American Music Awards night.
I don't think he was going to go to the American. I don't think he went to the American Music Awards. I don't think.
Also, it's like a bit bold to be like, hey, after the award ceremony, where I know normally you guys go out and party, can
Right.
you guys come sing?
But if you think like, well, who's going to be there? Well, every fucking major singer in the world is going to be there. You're like, I don't want to miss that.
Yeah.
I'm not missing that for anything unless you're Prince.
Prince or Madonna.
Prince was like, no, thank you. I don't want to.
Which is like such a quintessential
Prince thing to do. He's like, I would, but I don't want to. Bye. He just didn't go. Who I love.
I don't
Prince.
like to do anything, but I'm going to guest star on The New Girl for
But
whatever reason.
I loved that episode. That episode's so amazing. I think he had a lot of social anxiety. I think he was like really anxious, and he was just, I think a lot of it was maybe like, I mean, he knew how talented he was, but
I'm
possibly
assuming he also
front.
had like a lot of crazy stalkers and stuff because people like,
Were upset. But yeah, but so did Michael Jackson.
yeah.
I love
He
that.
retreated a
I love
lot,
that
too.
Latoya Jackson was there. Latoya was like, well, if my brother's going, I'm going. Like Janet didn't even go. Tito didn't even go. Like none of the other Jacksons went, but Latoya's like, I don't sing, but I'm going. Dan Aykroyd was there. Do you know who Dan Aykroyd is?
Yeah.
I was like, how did you get in this room? Like you're not a singer. You're a random comedian.
No, in
It's
fact,
so-
I've heard him sing. He's not great.
Yeah, so random. Anyway, that was really good. I really enjoyed watching that.
I've been watching a lot of this new game show called The Floor.
What's the floor?
It's, oh my God, I think you would love it. It has Rob Lowe as the host.
Oh, I've seen a clip, but I didn't watch how the game works.
So like they invited like 100 people or whatever, and they're all on this like square on this floor that's illuminated, you know, that has this like,
Yeah.
you know,
Like a disco floor.
yeah, but it's more than just illuminated. It's like a TV. You can it's a screen.
okay.
So like what you do is everyone goes and they have a subject of expertise.
Okay.
It'll be like, you know, things you find in a bathroom or Grammy Award winners or, you know, whatever it is. And you battle people that are surrounding your tile for their expertise. And then basically what Rob Lowe does is he walks away and it counts down, and on the screen, they'll show images of stuff. And the first person to name it, oh no, it's not the first, you take turns. And if you get it wrong, if you get it wrong, nothing happens. The time just keeps going. But if you pass, it takes off 3 seconds off your clock. So whoever runs out of time first loses. And they leave, and that person takes over your square. And at the end, whoever owns the whole floor wins $250,000. But it's just like, it's
really
like
stressful.
It is stressful, but it's also like entirely fun. But there was one episode where the one person's expertise was Simpsons.
Okay.
And instead of showing Simpsons characters, they're like, oh, we're going to show you images of the people who do the voices.
Oh.
And you have to name that person.
Oh,
Except it wasn't even the cast. It was all guests.
Oh, it's like
So
celebrity
it had
guests?
nothing to do with the Simpsons. You were just like naming celebrities. And I was like,
that's
oh,
not
that's
fair.
bullshit. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not fair. That would make me upset.
But like, that was kind of fun. But my brain went dead
I
for a
guess we're turning
second.
this episode into what did we watch this week kind of
Yeah.
episode, which is fine. Because I also watched the new Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
It's with Donald
Donald Glover.
and I want to say her name is Kayla something. I can't remember. She's on that show Pen 15. Will you look it up, Ron? Sorry. I want to get it right because she's half Japanese.
Just look up Pen 15. Probably be faster. pen name for penis.
It is. And I didn't know that.
What? When you look at it, you're like, why does that say penis?
Well, no, it didn't register to me like that because I'm not a 15-year-old boy.
Oh.
And so I showed a clip of it.
Actually,
and I put hashtag pen15 and that video got violation. I got a violation.
Oh,
I was like, what?
I do remember that.
I was like, oh, it says penis.
In our defense, all men, in our defense though, all men are 15
Okay, fine.
boys.
Anyway, it's like a series based off of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the movie, I'm guessing. And it's Donald Glover and Maya Erskine, who is from Pen 15. And if I'm being totally honest, I've never watched Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the movie, so I don't really know the dynamic. But you know that Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie are like smoldering, fucking ridiculously hot people. So you know that there's going to be this like ridiculous, like sexual tension, hotness going on because it's so obvious.
And then because it also was happening in real life.
Oh, yeah. Anyway.
How well that worked out.
But with Donald Glover and Maya Erskine, it's maybe less obvious. They're like sexualness. They're obviously both very good looking people.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that.
They're very attractive.
They're very attractive people, but maybe not in like the conventional way. She's half Japanese, half white, and he's black. So like obviously
not conventional white beauty standards.
Right. That's kind of what I more meant.
Yeah.
But their tension is maybe like less obvious and it's really like subtle and they both play it so well.
Oh, so like more real life.
Yeah, very much more real life. And I think maybe that's why. I think their beauty is maybe more of like a relatable beauty, maybe especially to me. But it's not overtly like sexual, or at least it's not yet. I'm only in the first episode, but it was really good. It's really tense and you don't really know what's going on and you're not, I really am enjoying it. I like it a lot. And I don't watch a lot of series television unless there's an Asian person in it. Maybe that's why.
But you also won't watch Korean dramas.
No, I won't. I won't do it.
I've been watching this one on Amazon Studios called Marry My Husband.
Is it Korean?
Yeah.
Oh.
And
Marry my husband.
Yeah, like about 2 months ago when I had a little bit of gout one morning, I was just like, fuck it, I'm just going to lay in bed because my foot hurt so much. And so then I came across this like webtoon, which is like, you know, a comic book on the internet.
I did not know that. I would have never known that.
And
okay.
it was a Korean one called Marry My Husband. And it was this like manhwa, you know,
Mm-mm.
and I read it and it's like this crazy premise where this woman, she finds out like 10 years into her marriage after she has so much stress in her life caused by her lazy, shitty husband that she ended up getting stomach cancer and she's like dying.
Oh.
And she like breaks out of the hospital because she's like, I need to get out. Goes home, opens the front door and notices a pair of red heels that she gifted her best friend.
That fucking bitch.
Yeah. And then she walks in to find out that her best friend, since they were like in middle school, and her husband are having an affair. And before she even walked in, she like heard them talking and she hears her best friend be like, she's just like taking forever to die. Should I just like push her off a cliff or something? Yeah. So it's like, you know.
Oh, now I have to watch it.
Yeah. So then she goes to confront them and the husband obviously gets very defensive and in his defensiveness gets physical and pushes her. She falls back, hits her head on a table and dies.
The wife with stomach cancer?
Yeah, she dies. This happens like within the first couple pages, and in the show it happens like within the first couple minutes. But then she somehow wakes up 10 years in the past. She wakes up in 2013, literally.
Oh,
yeah, and like I
love that.
Yeah, and she knows everything that's gonna happen. So her idea is
she should invent Amazon.
She kind of does that. She does invest in stock. She's like, oh, I remember this stock does really well. Yeah. Or like, oh, I remember this stock started doing really well. And then they found out there was a scandal and the CEO ran away and then it plummeted. So like she does do that a little bit. But also it's called Marry My Husband because she thinks to herself, she's like, if I can get my best friend to marry my husband instead, she will have my miserable life. And because she was planning to kill me anyway, fuck her, let her get the stomach cancer and die. You know what I mean? And be miserable. So then it's this like huge thing. And there's like even this like one scene where like 10 years prior, her friend is obviously a horrible person.
Yeah.
Like she's one of those people, like she made up lies in middle school so that her friend would get bullied.
Friend of me.
And she would look like, oh my God, look how nice she is, like befriending this like loser, you know, kind of a thing.
Friend of me with Munchausen. Anyway.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then like there's this one scene where like in the office work, so the three of them all worked in the same office.
Oh my God, so complicated.
Yeah. And like there's this one scene in the cafeteria 10 years prior when her friend purposely bumps into her so that she spills her like kimchi jjigae all over her shirt, and then she falls and stuff like that, except she knows what's going to happen. So this time she sidesteps and trips her and then has her fall into her husband so that they both get kimchi jjigae all over them. And it's like this like really fun, but like really cheesy, but like really dramatic.
It sounds good. I'm going to watch it. Okay, now I'll watch it. Maybe
good.
I'll watch it. And
it's on Amazon, but like I've been watching that and they've been releasing 2 episodes every week one on Monday and one on Tuesday.
Oh, they're not all out yet? I gotta watch the whole thing.
I think the last episode might come out today.
So you don't know how it ends?
I know how it ends in the comics because I read it, but towards the last like couple of episodes, they've started deviating a little from the book. I mean, not everything was 100%, but stuff has been deviating a lot. So like, I don't know how it's going to end in the show, but man, it's such an amazing guilty pleasure. If you've been watching or have not, if you've been watching Marry My Husband, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, you should try watching it because it's fun.
It sounds really cute. Okay, I like it. I'm in.
But other than that, thanks for asking about my week. Just kidding.
Oh yeah, how was your week?
I'm just kidding.
Did you say okay? How was your week, Ed?
Rain, same. You know.
Oh, cool. So I'm glad I.
We also live in LA.
Thanks for the lead up on that one, Ed.
No, just kidding. But I did go to a gala, I guess technically you can call it. It wasn't like a formal gala. It was like business casual gala.
Is that a gala still?
That's why I was like, I don't know if it's technically a
that
gala.
That sounds like a party.
But it was Radio Korea's 35th anniversary.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and for some reason I was invited because the CEO reached out to me a couple weeks ago. He was like, hey, we should grab lunch. He's thinking about having this like Americanized English version of this like politics show. And he was trying to see if I would be interested in it, I think.
Hey, that's cool.
It would be cool. I probably shouldn't be talking about it because like it's still up in the air, but I'm a little nervous because like I know politics, but like enough to like
lead a show.
I don't know about leading a show, but just being one of the members, you know, and then like talking about it on a weekly basis.
How come they didn't ask me? I know some things.
I know stuff. But I went.
I could talk good too.
But I went and like I was like obviously I'm gonna go because this is cool. But 2, I hate going to those things.
Yeah.
Especially if I have to go by myself. I have like horrible social anxiety.
That's not nice of them to just invite just you. Did they give you like an and +1 or anything?
No. Because like there was a lot of people there.
Anybody notable?
It was mostly Korean people and Korean business owners in LA and stuff, and then like their disc jockeys and stuff. So like, you know, they would be notable. I just don't listen because most of Radio Korea is in Korean. And like, even though I can speak Korean, I can't speak or understand adult talk.
Yeah.
Politics.
Right.
You know,
Me neither.
like, so.
Oh, you mean grown-up Korean?
Yeah.
No, I speak kid Korean.
And the CEO, he doesn't really speak that much Korean either. He's like,
really?
Yeah, he's mostly English. It's his family business. So,
that's so interesting.
Yeah, so that's why he's like trying to diversify with like some English
good
shows.
call. He's like, I don't know what the fuck is going on around here.
Really good guy.
I'm pretty sure they're talking shit about me and I have no idea.
But I went and I even said to Ron, I was like, I'm excited to go, but I hate these things. It's like, I'm not going to know anyone. As soon as I walk in, I recognized an artist that we walked in.
Oh, good.
And the CEO knew that I knew him, so he sat me next to him.
Oh,
and
good.
I walked in, I was like, oh, David, so
Thank
good to
God.
see you.
Don't leave me.
But then our table was basically all of the CEO's like notable friends. So, which meant that none of us knew anyone else there. So then we all started to get to talking.
Good.
And then like, you know, we all kind of became friends. And
You were at the kids' table.
Literally, that's how we got joking.
Oh, really?
That. Yeah. We're just the misfit friends group amongst all of these ajashis and ajumas.
Right.
And then even his mom came over and was like, "Oh, hi, how are you guys doing?" I was like, "Oh, I'm a child.
Oh,
I am a 40-year-old child."
Yeah, the mac and cheese is good. I like these chicken tenders a lot. Do you guys have milkshakes?
Oh, man. That's funny because after dinner, someone brought over a plate of desserts and I was like, "Are those munchkins and donuts?" So, still a child.
There we go. Well, then they were right.
Yeah, but
that's so cool.
Yeah,
dude.
that was cool.
That's really awesome. I hope you.
I don't really get invited to those things, so.
Well, but it was obviously for a reason. Obviously,
Maybe.
you were
We'll
invited.
see.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't think he would have extended the invitation.
Oh yeah. If I was like some
fucking schmo off the street.
Yeah. Not that I'm not, but
I was gonna say,
a
that's cool.
little bit.
So wait, would it be a show that broadcasts in Korea or here?
Here,
or both?
No. Radio Korea broadcasts in America.
Oh.
In fact, when I first met with the CEO, I learned this tidbit that I am going to make a video about soon. But Radio Korea was pivotal during the LA riots.
I'm not surprised.
Because at the time, and he said it, as soon as he said these words, I was like, "Oh, yep, all the dots are connecting, and that makes so much sense." He's like, social media didn't exist in the 90s.
That's all they had.
And like TV wasn't going to like stick up for these Korean people. So like it was Radio Korea that mobilized the Rooftop Koreans and told people like, "Hey, avoid this area. All the Korean people are going to be congregating here for safety," like all that stuff. And I was like, whoa, that's cool.
That's really cool.
And the disc jockeys that did that are still working there.
Oh,
yeah.
I
So
love
like,
that.
that's a piece of history that I
Dude,
was like, whoa, I didn't know that.
Be part of that. That's amazing. That's so cool.
But other than that, I went to go eat this like Buldak Fried Chicken sandwich. And because like to be
my gout hurts, my feet hurt, I can't get enough coconut water in my body.
Well, whenever Ron goes over to his girlfriend's house, I'm always like, "What am I gonna eat?" And then as soon as I pull up Yelp, Ron knows this is the reason why. Like he's like, "Why don't you ever pick what we want to eat?" Because I'm like, "Because it'll start here and it always ends down in fried chicken for me." You know what I mean? And that's bad for me. So like I start looking around and I find this place called Shibal in Koreatown, and they just recently added this Buldak Fried Chicken Sando.
Was it so good?
So I had recently for my 500,000, I got
congratulations, by the way.
Oh, thanks. I got Korean fried chicken and I had this idea to put Buldak sauce on it because I was like, "Oh, that sounds amazing."
Delicious.
And it actually makes so much sense.
Yeah, of course.
Because even the Buldak sauces still have the chicken bouillon seasoning flavor in it. And you're like, this enhances all the chicken flavors and it's amazing. So I went to go get it. It was really good. They put it on sliced bread so it would be big, but then like
you can get squished.
I ate it in my car within minutes of them finishing making it. And even in that video, you can see that the bread's already soaking wet.
Disintegrating.
Yeah, it's like disintegrating. So I was like, I appreciate that you guys wanted this to be bigger, but I was like, can we just get like a big ass bun? Please?
Yeah, so a little structure and stability.
But there's
the
like
barrier on the outside.
Yeah, and there was so
important.
much chicken in it. Like it was huge. So like, and it was like so messy and it started disintegrating. So it's one of those things like once you hold it,
I don't like
you
it.
can't put it down.
No, I don't like that.
You have to shovel it in your mouth till it's gone.
I don't like feeling bullied by my food. You gotta eat it now. No, I can't. I want to take breaks. I like touching other things and sipping my drink.
Yeah.
But tasty?
My other end did not love it.
Oh.
The next day.
We're close, Ed, but we're not poop close.
Burning fire.
We're not donkamon close.
We are now.
Ring of fire.
I also got their rosé tteokbokki, which just tasted like vodka sauce.
Oh, really?
And I was like, I understand the shortcut if that is what they did.
Really funny though that they go full throttle on the sandwich and then like fucking pump the brakes on the tteokbokki.
The tteokbokki, and it was kind of weird too because that ginormous sandwich is $13, which I was like, whoa, that's cheap, especially in LA.
Yeah.
But then the tteokbokki was $10, so I was expecting this tteokbokki, and it came in this little ramekin.
Oh, motherfuckers!
It was like 7 ducks in there.
No.
And I couldn't tell if it was slightly fried or if it was stale. Yeah. And it was cold. Yeah, but I think the coldness. I don't want to talk bad on them too much, but
Yeah.
it was good. It was good.
The sandwich sounds incredible.
And the shrimp toast was really crispy and delicious, even though it was
toast.
just a little bit greasy. It was still delicious.
Frying bread is an art.
It is an art.
Frying bread is a true art because you let it, if the oil is the wrong temperature or you let it sit there for even a second too long, it just gets waterlogged with oil.
And
Oil-logged. And it's just like,
oil.
when you bite it and like the oil runs out of a piece of bread, there's nothing
So we
grosser.
didn't do that, but afterwards, my stomach failed. And I only know this in Korean, like mijigune. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, I need some kimchi.
Yeah. Heavy. Greasy.
Heavy.
Yeah. Thick.
Like
dense.
/ like mixed with bubble guts.
Yuck.
No, maybe bubble guts is the right term.
Maybe. Well, it sounds like a very like hit or miss on the menu.
It was. Definitely go there for the fried chicken. I'm sure the fried chicken is delicious.
Can you get the fried chicken not in a sandwich?
Yes, they do have traditional Korean fried chicken.
Because like I said,
and they
I
also
don't want
have
my sandwich telling me what to
non-Buldak
do.
fried chicken too.
You're my sandwich. You don't tell me what the fuck to do. I'll tell you when I'm ready to take another fucking bite.
But man, it was so good. And I made the amateur mistake of eating the fried chicken sandwich first. So for the other 2 non-spicy meals, my face was still flushed and sweating the whole time. And I was like, yeah, I didn't think this one through.
Yeah, that's okay. Live and learn. Next time.
But then if I ate the fried chicken sandwich last, I don't know that there would have still been a sandwich.
That sounds so good though. I'm starving. I'm like, kimchi jjigae? Tteokbokki? Chicken sandwich? Let's have all of it.
Yeah.
All of it. When you're talking about
You'd be confused to know that all of it's Korean food, so you could eat it all together.
It's true.
Also, that was my first time eating shrimp toast.
Shrimp toast is delicious.
It is.
It's always different at places. It's always different.
Even with the mijigune, it was delicious.
Well, fried bread. I love fried bread.
Also, I think when you fry bread, you have to double fry it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because I think the double frying gets rid of the greasiness. I don't know how that works, but that's what people keep claiming. So
That doesn't feel sciencey at all to me. That feels like a narwhal. Real, but not real. I'm going to use narwhal all the time. Whenever I think something is not real, but it's actually real. Republicans. Narwhals. I can't believe they're real.
Yeah. Like really weird stuff.
Yeah.
That was profound.
Great, astute assessment of the situation.
Well, I feel like that was a very appropriate rain episode.
I think so too. We can hear the rain right now, and I'm like,
that's funny. I hear the rain, and I'm like, well, my bladder is like,
oh, it's raining. It's pouring. The old man is snoring because rain makes people sleepy.
I thought it was one of those really morbid songs, like all those kid lullabies.
Oh yeah, God, like
because
Ring Around the Rosie.
Right? Rain, go.
Oh, he didn't wake up in the morning.
Didn't wake up in the morning. He dies.
Sorry, dude.
Yeah.
What happened?
Ring Around the Rosies about polio or,
or
like one of those old diseases that we have vaccines for now.
Oh my God.
And then Rockabye Baby is about something specific, I forget, but it's about some disease that killed babies, right? The plague, the bubonic plague, maybe?
I just want to take a nap, man. I don't know. I don't fucking know. This is so dark.
Nothing is real. Nothing is real. Even the jack of all trades, master of none. That's not the full.
Narwhals are real.
Narwhals are real. Nothing is real. Everything is real. I don't know.
Wait, jack of all trade, master of none.
That's not the full saying.
What is it?
I forget what it is. But the whole actual saying is actually talking about how you want to be a master of none.
Yes.
Like that's the saying. Like you want to be a jack of all trades.
Right.
Because that when it ends there, you're like, oh, you're a jack of all trades, but like you don't master anything, so that's stupid. You know what I mean? Better than a master of one.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm. Nothing is real. Google is free. And on that note, goodbye.
Is it time? Time to be finished? Oh my gosh. Is your belly okay? Sorry, my hand is cold on your lip. You know he loves me the most of anybody, right?
He does love you a lot. He really loves Ron's girlfriend too.
Oh, maybe he just likes Asian chicks.
When you fetishes Asian. No, I'm just kidding. When you went inside, I jokingly was like, "Oh, Archie kind of reminds me of that book. Are You My Mother?"
Oh.
And then Ron was like, "But he actually met his mother, saw his mother a couple weeks ago." And I was like, "Oh yeah, she hates him." And then I was like, "Yep, she's definitely the Are You My Mother duck."
I am your mother. I am. My friend came to visit at the store. I don't know if you want to include this or not. And she had her little kids with her. And one is like 2, just barely 2, and the other one's like 4. And I picked the little girl up, she's 2, and I was like holding her. I was like, I haven't held a kid like this in so long. And I was like,
"Oh no.
Come here.
Daughter.
Come here, daughter of mine, little daughter. She's about as tall as me now, so it's just not quite the same, but I miss holding. I know, feels like it.
Oh, okay. I was like, did she have a ginormous growth versus the last time I saw her?
She's just about as tall as her sister now. She's so tall. It's crazy. You're gonna see her
so fast.
The brand new shoes that I got her for basketball don't fit. They're a size 8.
Yep.
I wear a size 8.5.
My kids are going to pay less.
Dude.
Why? Why pay for anything?
My husband's like, we'll just get her some new Nikes. I'm like, $130 Nikes for if she's in months? 4th grade.
For 2 months. It's going to last 2 months.
They're not going to give her a scholarship right now, so just calm down.
I actually do remember that even as a kid, my feet growing so fast that my mom had to buy shoes like twice a year.
So annoying. Anyway.
But shoes also weren't $200 back then.
So insane.
Oh, you do know who I am.
Hey, Dad.
I'm going to put my butt towards you so I can look at it, Susie.
Here's my butt. You can look at Mommy. You look at your mama. I love you so much. I love you so much. You're a boy. Because you're a good boy. Not a bad boy.
I love that the first time your husband met Archie, he like kept his distance. He even said like
he's
verbally,
trying.
He's like, "Oh, I don't really like small dogs." And then over the course of the even the week after that, it already drastically changed. And then last week, as soon as he saw him, he's like, "Oh my goodness, Archie!"
He's so full of shit. He's so full of shit. Who could have not loved this baby? Anyway, we're just fucking dragging this on. So
yeah. Good times. I also really have to pee, so I'm Susie last week.
Oh, yeah. I was like, we're done now.
But seriously, on that note, thank you for joining us. Not every week has to be serious.
No.
We don't have to be super serial every week.
I think next week are we going to do the food episode? We should always tease we never know what we're doing.
Yeah. We should tease
the next episode, except
says the woman
we never know what we're doing.
Minutes before we start recording.
What are you talking about? If we say we have to do it.
So we should have done it this week if the rain didn't throw us off.
It was
so
all
much,
the rain's fault,
obviously.
not poor planning, I swear.
Obviously. But next week, in honor of Lunar New Year, which is this Saturday, we are going to be doing an Asian food episode.
Yay!
So if you have any stories, please write them in like right now. Or
write in your favorite Asian food dishes, or if you and your family have a specific dish that you eat on Lunar New Year, or like a restaurant you go to, whatever it is, let us know, and we're gonna try to get as many of the foods as possible.
Yeah, especially all the different versions of dumplings and egg rolls.
Yes.
Yes,
that sounds so good.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, write those in. Do it, please.
But thank you for joining in. We love having you here. If you would love to help keep us...
just like... You don't have to love to help us.
Yeah. If you have even an inkling of a small desire of being like, maybe, then please help support this podcast.
Narwhal.
By helping keep it sustainable and join our Patreon. We might be doing a sandwich thing. It may end up there. We don't know.
We don't.
If it's not, this isn't going to be in there anyway. Yeah. But please consider joining our Patreon so that, I'm going to get repetitive here, but you can also follow us on our socials.
You can find me at Sujio1 on TikTok and Instagram.
I'm at Etch-a-Sketch with a J. The podcast is at What in the Shibal. That's SHIBAL. This one is at Archie and Colt on Instagram. Sorry, little buddy. I love you. Please don't hate me. And if you are watching us on YouTube, make sure you like. If you are watching us on YouTube, please make sure you like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell.
Ding.
Otherwise, thank you for joining us, and we will catch you on the next one.
Okay, bye. Oh, Archie.